Hey folks, I'm Bobby Moore with Wide Open Country. Got a big surprise for you guys today. Been working on a series where I'm going to be talking to country artists and country affiliated folks about the project they're working on, and also asking a series of 5 lightning round questions, which will allow us to get to know these people as fans. Get to learn about their fan experiences as children and even up till today. Going to start this off really big. I mean, there's probably nowhere to go but down for my fashion sense or my series, because Martina McBride is going to be my guest here in a second. And like I said, this is the first of several. Got some video coming up soon with Bobby Bones and also with David Frizzell, the brother of Lefty Frizzell. So stay tuned for that. But for now, here is my interview with Martina McBride. And also do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got a Facebook group for old school country music that I think you guys would love. But here's Martina. Okay, I've been wanting to do one of these interviews like this for our Facebook for a while, and I'm starting pretty big, I would say. With me, I have someone with 5 number 1 hits, multiple times been the CMA and AMA's top woman in her line of work. It's Martina McBride.
Hello.
Hey. For starters, you've got some big news today about some projects you're doing with Country Crock.
Yes, definitely. I have partnered with Country Crock on their cover crop project, which is basically talking about cover crops. And I'm from Kansas, and I am a farmer's daughter. I am a third generation farmer's daughter. And so farming, is something I've grown up around all my life, and have seen firsthand the hard work that goes into it and the passion that goes into it. And Country Crock chose me to spread the word about the project. Cover crops are planted in between cash crops to really strengthen the soil, which is obviously very necessary for farming. And so it does all kinds of things. It puts nutrients into the soil. Cover crops do nutrients into the soil. They suppress weeds. They just make the soil a lot healthier long term. And Country Crock is also supporting 80 farmers by planting 13,000 acres of cover crops in Kansas. So it's a great initiative and really important. I'm a mom, so sustainability is important to me as well. And it's good for our environment. It's just a win-win.
Is any of your family still in farming?
Yeah, well, no, my dad's retired now. But he farmed my whole life. My grandfather farmed, and I didn't know my great grandfather, but he farmed as well. And just grew up in a very rural community in Kansas, surrounded by farmland.
Right. Yeah, my brother and I and a couple of our cousins, I think we're the first generation of our family not to be involved in cattle ranching in any kind of way in West Alabama. So that's why I was curious if maybe your family still had a hand in that business.
Not right now, but I kind of am carrying on a farming tradition in a small way, in that I have a huge garden this summer. So I'm really excited about that, and have been spending a lot of time there. And actually, I think I'm going to plant some cover crops.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you're also going to do some live stream for the Country Crock people. So could you tell us about that a little?
Yeah, it's called the Red Barn Sessions. And it's really cool because, we get to perform, and that's something we've been missing lately, with COVID. So we get to connect with our fans, and it also supports a couple of new artists, Gabby Barrett and Jimmy Allen. And so I get to, have the best of both worlds. I get to perform my own songs, but also be involved in a program that supports new artists, which is something I'm really passionate about.
Right. I've read some quotes from some artists, mostly like up and coming artists, where it can be frustrating sometimes to do the live streams because you don't have the crowd interaction. Mm-hmm. Is that a challenge for you? And maybe what are some ways you could work around that if that's a concern as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't done any, so this will be one of the first ones that I do. But I feel like it takes a little bit of imagination. You kind of have to imagine who you're singing to and imagine them watching. And it's definitely different than having that immediate feedback that you get from being in front of a live audience. But you know what? It's how we're doing things now. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to get to perform for my fans.
Right. And, I'd be remiss not asking about one of your classic songs. And this isn't an obvious one, but I love it. And I'm just curious what you got to say about it. In 1998, you worked with Bob Seger on the song Chances Are for the Hope Float soundtrack. Do you have any memories of working with him or anything you might have learned from him in that process?
Oh yeah, great memories of working with Bob. I remember I'd just given birth to my second daughter, and we flew out to LA to shoot the video. And just such a nice man. I've seen him several times since, but that experience of working with him and getting to spend that time with him was really special. I love the song.
And if you think about it, he's kind of a building block of 90s country. I mean, obvious influence on Garth Brooks and some of his cover material. I would be shocked if Travis Tritt wasn't a fan for years and years before he became a star. So
yeah, absolutely.
I would say country adjacent for your time period.
Yeah, I grew up with him for sure.
Okay. And another thing I want to introduce today for future live stream interviews like this is I want to do like a lightning round where I ask you a few quick questions. And the idea is to sort of speak to you as a fellow country music fan. Okay. So first question is, without saying its name, what is your hometown known for?
Probably farming, to be honest. Yeah. Wheat farming. We have a lot of cattle, a lot of wheat. Now they're growing soybeans there and a little bit of cotton even. So lots of farmland in Kansas.
And then the second is, what's the first album you remember owning?
The Eagles' Greatest Hits.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. I got it for Christmas one year.
And what was the first concert you attended?
The first concert I attended as a young adult was, I was a teenager, was Ozzy Osbourne, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was amazing. I went with my friend, and I told my parents that I was going with her and her parents, but really it was just us. We kind of snuck away and did it, and it was really it was amazing. And then another one of my first concerts is Alabama. Oh. Which I'm getting to open a couple of shows for them next year. So I'm excited about that.
A couple of notes on what you just said. One, Ozzy sang a lot of ballads. His music's not as far removed from country as some people may think.
Yeah.
So it's not that weird of an answer. And my first concert outside of, quartets coming to church was Alabama at Opryland. One of the summers where if the whole family came, you could see, I think it was either Alabama or the combo of Oak Ridge Boys and Tanya Tucker, which would have been an amazing show too, but we saw Alabama because my mom.
Oh, yeah, Tanya Tucker was an early one for me too. Yeah.
And while we're talking about farming and country music, my grandpa on my dad's side was a extension agent in Fort Payne.
Oh, cool.
The Alabama cousins are from, so
yeah,
tiny tie to them. And my grandmama taught a couple of those guys in school too, which if she was with us, she would tell everybody that would listen.
Sure.
And
that's cool.
Okay, the next one is, what's a song you wish you had written, be it a classic or something that's on the radio now?
Probably Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Okay.
It's so beautiful and, stands the test of time for sure.
Right. And what about that Trisha Yearwood version from a couple of years ago?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. She's amazing.
And I think, this is off the top of my head, I think like she found the original lyrics and there's like a verse that's not always used.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. I remember that now, for sure. I love Eva Cassidy's version too.
Right. And then lastly, if you could collaborate with anyone dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably Patsy Cline, just because it would be so much fun. I'm sure she'd be, that's somebody that I obviously never got to meet that I really always wish that I could have. I just think from everything that I've read and from talking to Loretta, she was, a feisty character.
Right. Talking about Loretta and Patsy's friendship, I love stories where someone new in the business has someone that's established kind of lead the way for them and support them. I know like Trisha Yearwood had Reba, and Shelley Wright tells really awesome stories about Porter Wagner. Was there somebody like that for you that was established with the Opry or in town that kind of took special interest in you?
I was able to do a few things with Tammy Wynette. I did a television show with her. I think it was called Nashville Now, and did a couple shows with her where I opened for her. And she was always so sweet to me and so kind, and would invite me up on her bus, and just so down to earth. And it was, I think, the biggest thing for a young artist is to see someone who is seasoned and who is a pro and has been through a lot of their life and career, and see them, how they handle things, and also the fact that they're just down to earth people,
Right.
So that made a big impression on me.
And lastly, you have a new song coming out soon. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's out. It's called Girls Like Me. And it originated from this show on NBC called Songland, which I was so happy to be a part of, because it's a show that really mentors up and coming songwriters and gives them an opportunity to get a song cut by an artist. So that's where the song came from. And, I love this song so much. And one of the things that I love about it is because I feel like it's really universal, and it talks about how we all go through things in life. We all make mistakes. We all have our hearts broken at one point or another. We have insecurities. We're all, we all deal with life, and how it's, basically in the song I'm saying I've been there, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And it's going to make you a stronger person in the long run. So for me to be able to send that message out right now, I feel like throughout my whole career, I've always sang songs that have empowered women and spoken to women about how we have our common experience in life, in the world, as being a woman, and helping them feel like that I know what they're going through. And so this song is a continuation of that.
Right. With the empowering songs you've done over the years, like Independence Day, and this one's for the girls, do you get a lot of fans saying, this means a lot to me, this got me through, my mother having cancer, or this played at my wedding, or just,
I do, actually.
On the gamut like that?
I do. And that's so special. All I ever wanted with this career was to really have some songs that mattered to somebody. And so when people share their stories with me, back in the day, it was letters, handwritten letters, or now it's, messages on like an Instagram post or whatever, or people tell me in person if we do a meet and greet, or I get to see them out. I just had somebody tell me at Target yesterday, the cashier was telling me. So it's interesting too now, because you just see people's, you can really get the emotion in their eyes. We both had masks on, of course. And so it's like, her really sharing that with me was special. And it's always special when somebody shares their story with me.
Right. All right. Anything else we haven't covered?
I don't think so. Did we talk about the Red Barn sessions?
We did briefly.
Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think we covered it.